Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Hi, my name is LORRE and welcome to another episode of The Relationship Show, where you can just simply send us your questions and we'll do everything in our power to answer them. And it doesn't have to be between a man and a woman or a husband and a wife. It can be anything that has anything to do with your interaction with another person. And what we do is we take your questions once we receive them and we will talk about them live on the air. All you have to do is simply visit AccessTV.org and search and select Channel 7, and you can see the taping of the show. Another way of finding out more about the show is visiting yahoo.com by visiting the email address of therelationshipshow@yahoo.com and ask questions and send them to me, and we'll do everything in our power to answer them. So you're learning more about the show by just sending us an email to Yahoo. We love to hear from you. We don't even get enough time sometimes to answer every single question that we get. But our goal is to do everything in our power to answer those questions so you gain some more insight on what you think you want to do next. All right, we have some questions for you. Hi, LORRE. Loved your advice to be homeschooling mom and your sensibility about stealing from the company. Well, how about this? A former coworker called and asked for a favor. When he was in the company, he borrowed some old office equipment from storage. He now wants me to return it for him. What should I do? Put it back? Inform my boss. Well, stealing is wrong. I don't care how you spin it, whether it's with a friend, a husband, a wife, whether you decided at the last minute to return it. The fact that you initially took it out, rather your friend initially took it out, he is doing something that is unethically wrong. He is stealing from the company. He stole from the company, and he has in his possession stolen property. So there's two ways that he can do it. One, he can return it and just admit that he had taken some of the information, the equipment, or two, you can report him unanimously through the company's I believe that every company has a box or any kind of vehicle to mention to management about unethical practices, and then they can follow up directly with your friend. My opinion is it's stealing and it's wrong, and you should not be engaged in that in any way, shape, or form. You should not return it for him. You should simply explain to him that what he did was wrong and that he needs to make amends. There's no ifs and buts about it. It is wrong. Next question. Okay, my husband is wrong in the places it should not matter, but it does. For instance, if he'll ask me to watch basketball, and when he's watching it, he'll say, "Oh, the Detroit Trailblazers aren't playing today," and I'll say, "Hun, it's the Detroit Pistons," and then he'll say, "No, it's the Detroit Trailblazers," and then we start fighting about it. I get annoyed and he gets annoyed. Or we'll be in the car and a song comes on. Let's say it's called Say I Love You, and someone asks him, "Who sang the song?" And he says, "Marvin Gaye." I say, "No, baby, it's not Marvin Gaye." And he'll say, "Yes, it is." And then we'll start to argue. He is hard-headed and won't listen. How can I get him to admit when he is just plain wrong? Well, it sounds like it's just his nature. Okay, and the bottom line is obviously he hasn't done it recently. This is the way he's always been, and you finally have come to light to say, "I'm sick of it. I'm sick of us arguing and bickering." My first thing is to have a nice time talking to him and communicate with him and say, "Honey, I am tired of us arguing about this. We tend to be on two different pages when it comes to agreeing on certain things. You can do one of two. Carry around some kind of smartphone or something, and every time there is a conflict of information, you can go on smartphone and pull it up to verify if it's correct or not. It's that simple. That's a quick, easy way to diffuse anything. But it sounds like that's his nature, that he tends to have his own myopic and thinking about certain things, and he likes to keep it the way he perceives it, and that's it. And that's something that is more ingrained in him. And you have to decide how you want to handle it personally in the relationship. You could talk to him and try to come to some conclusion of how you guys are going to handle it going forward, or you can just suck it up and continue for another, well, I don't know how long you've been married, but continue accepting him and his stubbornness. I hope that answers your question. Dear Lori, my neighbor, I think, is inconsiderate. Their son practices his drums from 6 to 7 during my family's dinner. We now have to eat either earlier or later if we come home. One of our male friends drives a Harley, and they are very loud. When he leaves at like 3 or 4 in the morning, he revs it up several times loudly, then again before he roars away. She cannot park for nothing. When she does, it is either close on my assigned spot or my neighbor. If this is the case, I have to find another spot because I cannot get out. And then she has an ugly dog that goes to the bathroom on my small yard, and she does not even pick it up. Can we talk about garbage day? She has so much stuff that spills everywhere, and if it's windy, it blows all over. She does not maintain her small section of the yard. Winter does not shovel. Summer grass grows shin high before she cuts it. I don't care if she's 73. Age does not excuse being a poor neighbor. How do you suggest I handle this? Well, it sounds like because she's an older woman, you can clearly see that she's limited in her ability to handle her sense of her responsibility. But I don't think it is something that you should feel a sense of defeated attitude. What you may want to do is find out, ask her, is there any reason why? Like, for example, if she need any help with the yard, or if the wind is, the stuff is blowing all over the place, it may just be a matter of courtesy for you just to go over there one day and say, let me explain that by having all this stuff, things are blowing over in my yard and other people's yard, and it's just a lot of garbage to have to pick up. It just becomes a messy situation. But I do think it's an opportunity, instead of you to rule out that this person is just rude and inconsiderate, is to go in there and have a conversation first. Then if it continues, you have to establish what steps you're willing to take next. That could be notifying, if I get the impression that you guys are living in some kind of complex, maybe let property management know. But I think you owe it to your neighbor to give her that respect, to say, here are the things that I'm struggling with, and see what she says. You'd be surprised. A lot of times people just simply need to be told, and then they realize, I won't rev up my motorcycle at 4 in the morning, or I won't have my dog poop, which to me is, a lot of this stuff is just plain, being insensitive to their surroundings and other people. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not willing to change. So my suggestion is reach out to her, tell her your concerns, and then decide if you need to up it up and get property management involved. Let us know, send us a reply back, and we would love to find out what the outcome was. Oh, I think I'm getting a cold. I want to sneeze. When you're like, oh, I got to sneeze. But it's gone now because I said I want to sneeze. Now, if I didn't say I wanted to sneeze, I probably would have sneezed. All right. Dear Lori, dear sweet 7-year-old boy has leukemia. His mama and papa and their 3 other siblings are either at the hospital or traveling to other places for treatment. I remember the mom saying her family is far away, and as a neighbor, we started mowing their lawn, taking in the mail, leaving small gifts and things for the parents and the kids. When a few of us met to talk about how else to support the family, I suggested my pastor could visit them since I knew they did not go to church. A few people said it was wrong to impose my values on them. One person said they could be Jewish or Muslim. I thought support is support, and what harm could it be? Should I do it anyway? Absolutely. Let's not get caught up in some of the monotony of going back and forth and picking and choosing people's perceptions. I think the best thing that you did was to offer up support spiritually. Now, it doesn't have to be a moment of having to, if this person isn't converted to Christianity or what have you, that this pastor doesn't have to spend his time trying to convert her, but to merely just be there, to allow her to open up and share some spirituality with her. And that also strengthens a family as they go through a difficult time such as leukemia. So my recommendation is go for it. There's nothing wrong with it. You'll be surprised what kind of an impact it will make. And if the others are nayers, just tell them, look, this is about loving our neighbor. It is not about trying to do any kind of conversion. It is simply showing my love by having someone who is willing to take the time and share some spirituality. That is it. So let me know how it goes and send me a reply to the relationship show at yahoo.com. All right, we still have some time. Okay, dear Lori, I decided to stop watching your show. I used to enjoy the conversation and laughter and sisterhood between you and Arjo, but you keep mentioning homosexual relationships. Why are you preaching against what God has stated in the Bible? I used to believe you and Arjo were godly, but you're not. Encouraging, being a heathen, head of the family is Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, not Eve and Amy. Disgusted. Well, that is my opinion. My opinions are just that, my opinions. This production company does not have to embrace my opinions. This is the show that I'm hosting, and I have my strong beliefs in where I stand. And I am not judging anybody. I am simply saying, for me, I feel strongly enough to say I believe in heterosexual relationships. It is my preference, and you cannot judge me for that. So I don't want you to take it personally. I still love my mankind. I have no distaste for other people's preferences and choice. But if you were to ask me, which I've been asked on the previous shows that we featured, I have shared with you my opinions. And I am sorry that you may feel this way about my opinions, but yes, these are my opinions. Thank you for that question, though. We love to get all kinds of questions because that's what makes this show real. Okay, let's see. I have another one. My husband. Nope, we already did that one. Loved your advice. Oh, did that one too. I'm getting all over the place. Hey, Lori and Arjo. Please help me to decide what to do. My sister is 31, and every year, without fail, she has distributed a very carefully created, well-populated wish list. She sends it home. She sends it in time for specific gift-giving occasions, such as birthdays and holidays. This seems a little blatant attempt by my sister to get as many gifts as she can without actually interacting with people who are actually buying these gifts for her. It seems selfish and completely uncouth. I don't want to hurt her feelings by telling her this, but what should I do? Younger sister with sense. Well, that is her way of sharing her interests and what her desires are. And you certainly can have that conversation with your sister. There is nothing wrong with expressing how you feel. All you need to understand is that is her choice. If she wants to continue to send the list, and if she's actually getting gifts from that, then she feels that she's reaching or making an effort to get what she wants, and ultimately it's working. But you can't judge her for that. You need to talk to her to say, hey, these are my concerns, and I'm just trying to get a sense of where your head is. But at the end of the day, it's her decision if she wants to do that list. If you don't do it, that's fine. You don't have to do it. But if you feel that other people are begrudgingly getting upset when they get those lists from her and they're sharing that information to you but not sharing it with her, then you need to share that with your sister to say, hey, while you may be sending these lists out, people are not happy about it. That's the issue, and you need to address it. But if nobody's saying anything and you're just a little upset that your sister's going that route, then you need to leave it alone. There's nothing wrong with what she's doing if she's getting the results that she's seeking for, and people are not upset doing it. It's when they are upset and they're talking about her and you know about it, then you should get involved and let your sister know. I hope that helps. Again, if you want to send me a follow-up email, I would love to receive it. If you could let me know the outcome of what you have done, whatever you decide to do with your sister, and then we'll see the outcome of it. We'll share it on the air. All right, we're out of time as usual, and I just wanted to take the time to thank you for joining in on the relationship show. And remember this, the best relationship always starts with loving yourself first. So we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
and I don't wanna make you mad. But it seems like when I talk to you, the words get in the way. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to say. But it seems like when I talk to you, the words get in the way. They get between me and you. The words get in the way. Sometimes situations come along in life, and you gotta use your brain to try to figure things right. So in a fit of passion, better watch what you say, cause that's the main time words get in the way. Getting all loud and starting to curse, all you're gonna do is make things worse. Well, all you gotta do is sit back and be cool, instead of getting wild acting like a fool. But